Hello, my name is Jillian and I'm a student recruiter at NorQuest College. This information session will provide you with an overview of how to submit an application to NorQuest College and what to expect during the application process. Let's get started. The first thing to know about applying to NorQuest College is that it needs to be done online through Apply Alberta. Apply Alberta is an application and transcript transfer system used by public colleges and universities throughout Alberta. This system makes it easy for you to submit your application and required documents to NorQuest. Any high school or post-secondary documents from public schools within Alberta will automatically be sent to NorQuest when you apply using this system. So you won't need to contact your former Alberta high school or college and ask them to send official copies of your documents to us. If you completed education outside of Alberta, those documents will not come to us automatically through this system, and you will need to arrange for official copies of those documents to be sent to NorQuest after you apply. Please do not send documents supporting your application before you have applied to your program. NorQuest College's student recruitment and client service teams are here to assist you with this process. If you have any questions about applying online, required documents for your application, important dates and deadlines, or anything else, you can connect with us. Our contact information is at the end of this session, and we look forward to assisting you. Now that you know what Apply Alberta is and how to get started with your NorQuest College application, your first step is to visit the Apply Alberta website at www.applyalberta.ca. If you have created an account with Apply Alberta in the past, you can click the orange button and log in to resume your application. All the information you provided during your last visit to the site will still be there, and you can edit as necessary. If this is your first visit to Apply Alberta, you can go ahead and click the green Apply Now button. If this is your first time beginning an application with Apply Alberta, there are a few things you should gather beforehand to make the process as easy as possible for you. The first item is a My Alberta Digital ID. My Alberta Digital ID is a free account that lets you prove who you are online without paper documents or face-to-face visits. Your My Alberta Digital ID will provide you with access to a number of government sites and services, including Apply Alberta. If you've ever created a My Alberta Digital ID before, you will want to have your login information handy. If this is new to you, you will be prompted to create an ID after you click Apply Now. If you have ever applied to or attended a school or post-secondary institution in Alberta, you will already have an Alberta student number. No worries if you don't know it, as you can quickly look it up by clicking the ASN lookup link. If you have never applied to or attended school in Alberta, the system will create one for you as you progress in your application. As you move forward with submitting your application, the Apply Alberta system will prompt you to enter information about your previous education. It can make things easier at this point if you have a record available of all high schools and post-secondary institutions you may have attended in the past, and the dates that you attended them. Don't stress if you can't remember the exact dates. We can always verify the information you provide with the transcripts we receive after you submit your application. If you are currently taking Canadian high school courses when you submit your application to NorQuest, you will have the opportunity to enter those into the application. However, NorQuest does not require that information to be entered in the application, so you can feel free to skip that section. Finally, you will need a credit card, Visa debit, or Interac online access in order to pay your application fee to NorQuest College. The application fee is $95 for Canadian students and $150 for international students. Paying the fee is the final step of your application. Please note that your application is not complete until you have filled out your payment information and submitted it. Now that you have everything you need to submit your application, you can go ahead and click the green Apply Now button. Like I mentioned earlier, if you've used Apply Alberta before, or you already have a My Alberta Digital ID, you can enter your username and password to sign in. If you have never used Apply Alberta before and you know you don't already have a My Alberta Digital ID, you can go ahead and click Create Account. If you're having difficulties with creating your My Alberta digital ID, there is a Contact Us button at the top of the page where you can access some support to assist you with creating this ID. Once you've created your account, you'll be able to fill in your profile. This profile will include your personal information and your academic history. Now that you've created your profile with Apply Alberta, you're ready to move on to step 4, completing the NorQuest College portion of the application. On this page, you will notice all the public post-secondary institutions in Alberta are listed here. This is because all of these institutions use Apply Alberta for their applications. You can go ahead and click on NorQuest College, and it will prompt the NorQuest College application for admission. You can then click the green Continue button to move on to the next step. Remember, the great thing about this online application is that all your information is saved in the system. If you need to leave the application and come back at a later time to submit it, all your information will be there waiting for you, and you won't need to enter it again. You are now in the portion of the application where you need to indicate which program you are applying to, what term you would like to begin, and the delivery method you would like for your program. Delivery methods vary by program, and not all delivery methods are available for all programs. In this example, this student is applying to our academic upgrading program starting spring 2020. They have indicated downtown campus as their chosen location for their courses. It is important to select the information from the drop-down menus in the order they are presented, as your answers may populate different selections. Your program of study, term start date, and location selections are not options that can be changed after you submit your application. So you'll want to ensure that your selections match your desired program. Once you've confirmed that they do, you can then click the green Continue button. At this point of the application, there is some additional information that you need to provide before you can pay for and successfully submit your application to NorQuest College. Completing the emergency contact section is optional, but we do encourage you to select an individual in your life that can act as an emergency contact for you and list them here. Your emergency contact will be the first person NorQuest will get in touch with in the event of an emergency at school that affects you. If you choose to list an emergency contact here, another section will then pop up for you to enter in their contact information. NorQuest is also interested in learning what influenced you to apply to our college. Please select one option from the drop-down menu that best applies to you. Under Students with Disabilities, please select Yes if you have any disability or health concern that you would like to discuss with one of our student navigators before you begin your studies. NorQuest College supports students with disabilities, including learning, vision or hearing, physical, speech and language, neurological, chronic health and chronic pain, and mental health. This selection is your opportunity to indicate that you would like to discuss your situation with a navigator, and if you select Yes, one will contact you to discuss your needs. Lastly, if there is an individual or organization that you would like to have access to your personal information while you are applying to or attending NorQuest College, you can select Yes under Release of Information. This information could include your admission and enrollment status, your educational progress, financial information relating to your payment of tuition and fees or funding, and educational documentation. If you would not like anyone else but yourself to access this information, be sure to select No. If you select Yes, another section will pop up where you can enter in that individual's information. Once you've completed all sections on this page, you can go ahead and click the green Continue button. We've now made it to the final step of the application to NorQuest College, the online payment. To start, select the payment method that you would like to use. As mentioned before, these include Visa, MasterCard, Visa Debit, or Interac Online. If you select Visa, MasterCard, or Visa Debit, you can then enter in your card details. If you select Interac Online, you will be redirected to your online banking site to complete your transaction. Once you have either provided your credit card information or completed the process to pay through Interac Online, you can then click the Complete Application button and your application is now successfully on its way to NorQuest College. Now that you have successfully submitted your application to NorQuest College, it is important to familiarize yourself with the process that follows. If this is your first time applying to NorQuest College, the first thing that you will receive is a welcome email from the Office of the Registrar, which you will typically receive within 24 hours of submitting your application. This email will be sent to the personal email address that you provided when you filled out your application. This email will include your login information for your new MyQuest and MyMail accounts. If you have applied to NorQuest College in the past, you will not receive this email, as you already have access to your MyQuest and MyMail accounts. Your MyQuest account is an online student center where you can see information regarding your admission status and update your personal information. One thing that you will need to check your MyQuest for is to ensure that your previous high school and/or post-secondary transcripts have been received by NorQuest College. If they don't show as received in your MyQuest, you will need to follow up with the Ministry of Education from your province to have your transcripts sent to us. Your MyMail account is your new NorQuest College email account. This email account is now our primary means of communicating with you as an applicant and a registered student. It is very important that once you're provided access to your MyQuest and MyMail accounts, that you check these accounts regularly. If you don't, you could miss important communication from NorQuest College in regards to your application. Now that you have access to your MyMail, your NorQuest College email address, you can expect to receive an acknowledgement email from the Office of the Registrar shortly. This email will notify you of your application status and any outstanding requirements. Be sure to carefully read all communications that you receive from the Office of the Registrar. There will be important information and deadlines requiring your attention. Depending on the program you have applied for, there may be additional documents you need to provide, assessment testing you need to do, or a student navigator you need to meet with before you can obtain admission to your program. The email communication you receive from the Office of the Registrar will outline exactly what you need to do to obtain admission to your program. Once you have taken the appropriate steps or provided the necessary documentation, a decision will then be made regarding your application. If you've been offered admission to your program of choice and you would like to accept that offer, you can go ahead and pay your tuition deposit. The tuition deposit is required in order to secure your seat in the program. The deposit must be paid before the deadline specified in your offer of admission and will be applied to your first term's tuition. Your tuition deposit cannot be transferred to a different program or term at NorQuest College. You can pay your tuition deposit with a Visa or MasterCard through your MyQuest account or through an online bill payment with your online banking. One thing I have not yet mentioned in this session is conditional admission. Conditional admission may apply to you if you are applying to a post-secondary program at NorQuest College and you have one or more of the academic requirements in progress at the time that you apply. If you are offered conditional admission based on your registration in the required courses, you must complete your courses and obtain the minimum required grades for your program by the date that the admissions unit assigns to you. Once you've done that, your conditional admission will be changed to final admission. If you are unable to complete the course or obtain the minimum required grades, your admission will be revoked. If you would like to obtain conditional admission for the program you are interested in, you can still follow all the same steps to apply that I previously outlined in this session. However, one thing that is different is that after you apply online, you must submit proof that you are enrolled in courses that are required for admission to your program. The proof of enrollment that you submit must include the name of the institution you are currently attending and the name, number, and start and end dates of the courses you are enrolled in. After you apply, you can upload this document through the Contact Admissions page on the NorQuest College website. It's important to remember that Alberta Education does not show coursework in progress on the transcripts that we receive electronically when you apply online, so you must submit a separate document that reflects your enrollment in order to be considered for conditional admission. Once the Admissions and Transfer Credit Unit has verified that you are enrolled in the required courses and have met all other requirements, you will receive a conditional offer of admission. Your next step is to pay the required tuition deposit to hold your seat in conditional status. Don't forget that your seat will not be held without that deposit payment. If you would like some more information regarding the application and admission process at NorQuest College, our website has lots of great information that you can check out. The General Admission Guide, The admissions process and the tuition and fee payments page contain more information about a number of topics I've covered during this session. Earlier in this session, we reviewed a section of the application where students with disabilities can indicate that they would like to speak with a student navigator to discuss any necessary accommodations for their studies. NorQuest offers a wide range of services and supports for students with disabilities, and this page outlines what is available. If you have applied to academic upgrading for in-person or online real-time classes, ESL intensive, day home provider, or transitions to employment, you must connect with the NorQuest College Student Navigator prior to being offered admission to your program. The Student Navigator will discuss your goals with you, determine if you need placement testing, and will help you identify funding options that are suitable for you. There are student navigators for our post-secondary certificate and diploma programs as well, and they are your go-to people for everything from general inquiries to specific questions about your personal situation. If you need help or assistance navigating college services, policies, or processes, your navigator can assist you. Student navigators can be contacted at the phone number or email address provided after you submit your application to NorQuest College. We hope this information has been helpful for you. Please do not hesitate to contact any of us on the student recruitment or client services teams. We are happy to help you if you have further questions or need any assistance. We look forward to hearing from you.